You've done a great job with your stroke technique on the volleys. We're going to spend a little bit of time focusing on footwork patterns, which I think will help you out a lot, especially on your backhand side. You tend to get a little bit jammed. And I want to start off by showing you some really good examples of what to do.
Not to do.
No, what to do. Like exactly what we're looking for. What we're looking for is loading of the weight on the outside foot to set up. And so that means on your forehand side, your right foot, on your backhand side, your left foot, just like kind of more of an open stance forehand or backhand. And then from there, as you step and transfer through the ball, we want ideally contact to be made before your foot steps across or touches down. And so what you've done here is perfect. Outside foot load, which kind of initiates your unit turn, and then contact while your body weight is transferring forwards, and then you catch your body weight after contact, which facilitates your flow kind of through the shot out towards where you're trying to hit. And so this is a great example of one where the ball is basically coming right to you. And then the next shot is a great example of doing that same pattern when the ball is further away. And so you're, again, loading up on your outside foot, stepping out across. You're having to reach for this, but contact is made before you step down with your opposite foot, which means your momentum is flowing through the shot. And then you gather yourself after that. So those are great examples of what we're looking for. Where you run into trouble, and you have a lot of good patterns on your backhand side too, but where you run into trouble is when the ball gets a little bit closer to you. And your pattern there, your habit there is to kind of hop out of the way. And so a lot of times we'll see this, and you did it twice in a row here, where the ball kind of came right at your body. And so obviously at this point, there's zero connection with the ground. There's zero ability to transfer your momentum through the shot. And so you lose a lot of your ability to be stable and solid and really direct the ball, obviously, when you've left the ground. And you can see your body's momentum is actually going back away from the shot. And so that puts you in a very vulnerable position. You don't always do that. You have some good patterns too. But this should be like worst case scenario, like somebody's hitting like the biggest shot at you at close range, and you actually hop out of the way like this pretty frequently. So we're going to get rid of that. I'll show you how to get rid of it. So come on up to the middle of the net, please. And first, I'd love to kind of ingrain the pattern that we looked at first, the good one. And so I'd love to see you, just to kind of get a little bit of repetition and some familiarity, I'd love to see you practice, which is what you already do, pivoting onto your outside foot, and then just a couple shadows of practicing hitting and then landing. And so the key here is really the timing of initial setup, hit, and then step.
Timing was. I just do whatever.
Yeah, you do it. You do a great job of it. I want to make sure you understand it and kind of feel it, and then we'll move on to what to do after that. So let me see a couple of practice ones. Forehand? Yeah, forehands first. So a couple of forehands in a row. And so as your body weight kind of falls towards contact, I want you to focus on the timing of your racket going through and then stepping on your left foot. Yeah, great. So let's see a couple of backhands now in same sequence. So pivot on your left foot now. Yep, hit and exactly.
Yep. Sure the grip says not a natural. Really think about it. It feels much more stable, but I don't.
Good. Good. Yeah, it'll take training. Okay, and now we're going to go through we're going to go through 3 actually different movement patterns that you can use to get out of the way of the ball when it comes towards you. And the first one we're going to work on is the simplest, which is simply sliding out of the way and towards the net when the ball comes on either side. But we're going to start with the forehand. So kind of imagine a ball coming right towards your right hip. And what you're going to do is take your left foot and slide at about 45 degrees towards the net to give your body room between where the ball is coming and where you're stepping, so that you can transfer forwards, but also make comfortable contact and not be handcuffed. Earlier, you and Kevin were working on transferring towards your target, which is an ideal situation. When you have the opportunity to do that, your body weight should be moving towards where you'd like to hit. When the ball is coming directly at you, frequently we don't have the luxury of being able to do that because we have to get our body out of the way and align our racket with where we want the ball to go. And so the last couple that you practiced, your swing was going towards where you were stepping. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you practice imagining you're hitting the ball back to Megan while you slide to the left.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yep, that's it. Two more, and then Megan is going to toss a couple to you underhand. Sorry, I keep putting you in this position, Megan. And so come on back here a second, Nina. Okay. And so what I'd love to see here, what Megan's going to do is basically toss right in line with the center service line. And what I'd love to see you do is slide out of the way to the left and softly guide the ball back to Megan, right down the line. All right. Does that make sense? That's it. Nice job. Yep, that's it, Nina. Great, good job. Okay, that's great, Nina, good. Now same thing, but this time you're gonna slide to your right and hit a backhand. And same thing, you're gonna transfer onto your right foot, and as your body weight shifts kind of 45 degrees to the right, I'd like to see you guide the ball right back down the line towards Megan, really softly. Nice job. Next couple, I'd love to see you try to step in a little bit more. You're doing a good job sliding out of the way.
That way.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit, you're getting a little bit lateral. Would love to see you try to slide forwards while you get out of the way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And totally honestly, sometimes you won't have the ability to even do that.
Right.
If the ball comes at you really fast and it's kind of right on your body, you might have to just get out of the way.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, you've got the time to actually slide forwards while you get out of the way.
I must have turned that to hit it early.
Don't worry about the timing right now. Yeah. Let's focus on the footwork for right now. Nice job. Yeah, good. One more. Okay, great. Okay, now Megan is gonna maintain her toss and you're gonna alternate back and forth. So you're gonna go from forehand slide to backhand slide and then recover after each one. So her toss will be the same. Yep. Nice job. Awesome. Nice job. Couple more. Just want you to see what this looks like. So you can see how your body now is shifting to the side. It'd be nice to see a little bit more forward. Yeah, okay. Motion here.
Yep.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice for you to, when you do have the luxury of time to be able to do it, to take advantage of it.
Right.
I like that better. Okay, now we're going to add the timing element to it. You're doing a good job with the pattern.
First then now.
Yeah, and so now I'd love to see you make contact just before you actually step down, so that you're right now you're transferring your body first, and then you're kind of loading, kind of lunging onto that outside foot, and then you're hitting. And that's a great place to start. But now I'd love to see you actively transferring as you hit, so that you're catching yourself just after contact.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
That'll just make everything flow a little bit more smoothly. Let's start off with just forehands. So Megan will toss right down the line, and your goal is to land on that left foot just after you meet the ball with your strings. Yeah, good. Nice job. Last forehand. A little bit early on that one. A couple backhands down, please. So you'll step out to your right foot. Uh-huh. Yep. Good, better timing there. Let's try to wait for the ball. Yes, yeah, and lunge through it. Nice job, nice job. You can see you're touching down just before contact on this one.
Okay.
And I think the last two.
Just before.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
right.
This looks nice to me. Like you can see how you're still leaning through it. You're still moving forwards as you make contact. And in this scenario where it's kind of less than ideal situation, we're having to buy yourself a little bit of room. That's probably about the best that you're going to do. That looks good.
Okay.
Nice job. Okay, so now Megan's going to toss a little bit further to the side. We're going to really challenge her accuracy here. So we're going to start with forehands, and we're going to have her toss a little bit to the left side of the line.
Okay.
Now, normally, if all other things remaining equal, you probably want to take a backhand on this, but we're going to, just for the sake of practicing the pattern, what you're going to do is slide to your left and then take that lunging step. So you're going to initiate on your outside foot, take a little shuffle to the side, and then lunge to the lunge forwards and to the left.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Let me try to do a couple here. And so depending on how wide she tosses, you may have to only move to the side just to get yourself the room to be able to make contact. If it's a relatively easy toss, you may be able to transition forwards and actually go towards the net. On a tougher one, you may have to just get to the side and make contact.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So let's see a couple practice without the ball. Yep. You're already starting to do this on the tougher ones. Now we're going to kind of practice it on purpose. Yep, that's great. One more practice, and then Megan will toss a couple to you. So she'll toss just to the side of the line. Yep, great. Nice job, Nina. Great job. Awesome. All right, let's practice a couple backhands. So now you'll slide and shuffle to the right, and so you'll lead with your right foot, and then yeah. Okay. Practice a couple first. Okay. Yes. Two more practice ones. Great. One more. And now Megan's toss will be a little bit to the right of the line. Awesome. Good. So we've set up an environment here where obviously most of the time we're essentially running around, these shots at this point. Like I'm having Megan toss to your left hip and you're going around it to hit a forehand. Like that's not something you would normally, maybe if your forehand's way stronger than your backhand volley, then maybe you would actually use this.
Okay.
But on the backhand side, there's really no scenario where you'd get a ball out to your right and you'd actually run around it to hit a back. Just pointing that out. This is obviously just for training purposes, but I want to show you how much ground you're covering. Here we go. This is the last forehand that you hit. And so your outside foot is probably 4 feet or so to the side of the sideline.
Yeah, okay.
And then on the next backhand, you're outside. That's the one that got jammed on. I want to show you your last two shots. So same spot here. And then on the last backhand, that one you had a little bit more time. You were able to transfer through, and you're like 4 feet to the other side of the line. So you're covering a solid 6-8 feet here, essentially running around and hitting the other shot.
Right.
And so I just want to point out, like, when good patterns are trained, you've got a lot of leeway to cover a lot of different shots.
Yeah.
Whereas previously it was like the ball was right in line with your body and it was like, whoa, I better like hop out of the way and just like throw your hands out there. And so at this point it's just a matter of training your reaction to these shots. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's isolate just backhands for a second. Okay. And so what Megan's going to toss you is going back and forth from a wide backhand where you're going to go outside foot, hit, and then to a sliding backhand where you shift out of the way.
Okay.
So she's just going to go wide and then down the line. And I just would like to see you practice going out to the left and then sliding to the right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Nice. Good, good, great, great. Nice job. Mm-hmm. Good job, good job. Good transfer forwards. Good. That's good. Nice job. So here's your last step across. So nice job. Pivot on the left foot, hit, and then gather. And then you're actually starting a little bit to the left of the line, but which is fine after your recovery. I just want to point out how far you're moving now with that. I was pointing out your left foot.
Right.
And so now you're getting well over to the right of the center. I'm sorry, it was your right foot I was pointing out before. You're like 2.5, 3 feet to the side.
Yep.
Plus you transferred forwards with your weight. You began back here. You slid across and then went through the shot towards the net, which is ideal.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the random tosses from Megan now. And I want this particular pattern to really kind of be your focus. So I think you're doing a great job with the other three. Yeah. The wide forehand is no problem. The wide backhand is no problem. The sliding forehand, no problem. But as soon as you decided to go to the right and backhand,
and it may be because I'm planning to do a forehand unless I have to do a backhand.
And it's just kind of emergency at that point.
So I'm ready for the forehand and then go, oh wait, no, maybe I should do a backhand.
Sure. All right, let's try a couple. That's a tough one. There you go. That's better, Nina. Good job. Good adjustment on the second one. There's the hips out again.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I'm being kind of mean, Megan. Good job. Good, good, good. Doing a great job finding it though. Last 3 tosses. Good. Last one. Okay, good, good. Nice job. I'm not going back. Whatever I'm doing, I'm not sliding back. So yeah, early in that set, there were a couple with the hips going back. And then we just kind of.
I think that's partly a habit. That's funny.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
100%.
It's a habit. Like.
About halfway through, I think you really started to be aware of it, and Megan was kind of like she found like the spot where it was causing you to really push backwards, and you started seeing the pattern, and then you started shifting.
I knew that she knew that I was doing that, so I knew it was coming there.
I knew that she knew that I knew.
So.
Anyway, whatever happened up there, it was good adaptation, and you started recognizing the pattern. Yeah. And the second half, she didn't get you to slide back, so that's great. Right. But I think this is as far as footwork is concerned, that single pattern is the biggest liability that you have up at the net. Okay. If we can get rid of that, it's never going to go away 100%. Yeah. There's going to be some times where, especially in doubles, where you're just going to get caught with your pants down. That's just, that's not literally. And you just have to do the best you can. Okay. Yeah, you don't have.
These count as pants these days, though, don't they, for women?
Do they?
Yeah, I think they have. Even tights kind of count as pants, I think.
I guess I don't know what else they would count as.
Well, they count as tights.
Anyway. All right, good talk.
But are essentially tights with just like a shirt. Yeah. Right? And it's kind of like, yeah, okay.
Go ahead, grab a drink. Nice job.